Welcome back. Today I'll be making a turkey and ham pot pie using my leftovers from Thanksgiving. Let's get started. First we're going to make a simple butter crust. Okay, here I have 2 1/4 cups of flour. I have 2 sticks of very cold butter that I have cubed. And I have some ice water. I'm going to use about 8 tablespoons, give or take a few. So we're going to start. We're going to put a half of this, guesstimating. And we're going to put 1 stick of this butter. We're going to chop it up however you choose. This is what I'm using here. Get this in here. Just trying to take them apart a little bit. And I'm going to just break this up. You don't want to let your butter get soft. I'm going to try to break these up into little beads. This is just going to make it a little bit easier. You can use your hands if you want to. That works just as well, which I might do to make it go a little bit quicker. I'm going to put my other stick of butter in the refrigerator for now. Pretty good. Just got it mixed up some. I'm going to add the rest of the flour. And this other stick of butter. I'm going to do the same thing, just going to get it in there. I'm going to go ahead and use my fingers now. The best tool in the kitchen, right? We just want to break this butter. I try not to use my hands too much because the heat from my hands like melts the butter. So I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. We want to stay sort of cold. Excuse me. This is about how you want it. Little pea sizes. That's it. Just gonna break it down because you want your butter to be all through your crust. So here I have some ice water. I just added a few ice cubes because I wanted it to be really cold. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons to start. Add another one. That's 4. Add a little more water to this ice. Oh, making a mess everywhere. That's what cooking is about, especially baking. You're working with flour, messy. 5, 6, let's try 7. Oh my. See how it's coming together? Another. We're almost there. And you just keep adding until you get this to be the consistency that you want it to be. Oh, this is a little workout. If you haven't worked out, you're going to work out doing this. Just a tiny bit more. That was about another half a tablespoon. I think we use, what, 9? Maybe 10. It may not take that much for you. Just do one at a time. Okay. I'm going to get this together. See how it came out of the bowl? Just going to put it in there, and I'm going to split this in half. Plastic wrap. That's one. Just gonna wrap this up. Gonna do the same thing with the other one. And we're gonna put these in the fridge. So we're gonna start on our filling while the dough is chilling. Usually takes about an hour or so. We're gonna put 6 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna let this melt. Keep it down low, you don't want to burn it. I'm going to add in 1/3 of a cup of flour. Get that in there. You want to stir this for a couple of minutes because you want to cook the rawness out of the flour. I have 2 cups of chicken broth. Mix that well. I have 2 diced buds of garlic. Not too small, not too large, maybe medium size. I have an onion. Small onion. That was left over too. Thank goodness I didn't have to cut it. I have some salt, just a pinch, some pepper, as much as you like. Just stir it around there. I have a half a cup of heavy cream. I'm going to get this up to a simmer. So I'm going to keep this going till it starts to thicken. Let's see. Can you see that? That's nice and thick. Now I'm going to add, this is about 2 cups of frozen peas and carrots. Let me see. I may or may not need all of these. Probably won't. I'm going to add just a few more, maybe about 1.5 cups. But it's up to you. You know, add as much as you like. Let's see. That's quite a bit. Maybe just a tad bit more. Just a tad bit. That's it. And like I said, I'm going to have this on a simmer. I'm also going to add no, I'm going to let that go for about 10 minutes. I'm going to cover this and let it go for about 10 minutes, and then we'll add the remaining ingredients. Does that taste good? Now for some extra added goodness, I'm going to add some cream of chicken and mushroom soup, about 1/2 can. And that'll make it extra creamy. I like a little more pepper too. Of course, now I'm going to taste it. Yep. I think you're going to love it. Okay. So now I have some leftover ham that I've chopped into small little chunks and tried to do the same with the chicken, but it pretty much fell apart. I'm going to just add that in. Stir this around. Yum. Yes. They're going to love you for this one. They're going to love you even more, shall I say. And I have some fresh parsley. I'm going to add a little bit in here. That should do it. That should. Let's see. And I'm going to put a lid on here and let it simmer while we roll our dough out. Okay? Okay. How good does that look? It looks as good as it tastes. Yum. Add a little flour. Put some on your rolling pin. A little more. Take this one. Sprinkle a little on the top. Maybe I should put a little more in the pot. Moving it around because I want it to be even as possible. Oops. That should be about it because I want a little overhang. Let's see. See, that's good. So we're going to get it in there. Gonna leave some hanging over. Let's see. Just folding it behind itself. Let's say leave a little bit. Let it be a little bit above the rim. Like that. We're going to do the same thing with the top. Roll this on here and set it aside for a minute or so. Gonna add in our filling. My oven is heated at 425. You know, if you make too much filling, you can freeze it and use it for another one. This is about it. Try not to trim off too much. And I do have enough left to freeze for a smaller one, which is good. Let's put these together. Just joining them together. I'm not perfect by far. It's getting so soft anyway because of the butter. just put it between my fingers like, can you see? Looks kind of dark. Like between your fingers like this. Trying to hurry up because that butter is really melting. It ain't gonna be the prettiest, but it's gonna taste good, like I always say. So do the best you can, because you try to feed the eyes first. You know, you want them to look at it and say, I want some of that. Not, what the heck is that? So do your best to kind of work on the eyes. Gotta try to use those leftovers. Always have quite a bit though, you know. It's less than I normally have, but it's still a lot, and I hate to throw that food away. So before I get to that point, I'll try to come up with different ways to use it. My daughter's on her way, so hopefully I'll have it done before she gets here so she can take some home. Okay, it's not the greatest, but there it is. Now I'm going to vent it, because if you don't, it could explode. See a little here, here, here. See that butter is melting. Have to hurry up and get it into the oven. And that's where I'm headed. See how it's going back together? So soft. Well, I'm going in until it's golden brown. If it starts to brown too quickly on the sides, the crust I'm talking about, just take a piece of foil, fold it, and then fold it again. We're just going to cut the center out of it. And just lay it over. Can you see it? Lay it over your pie. Have like a skull for about 30 minutes or so, and if you can see, the bottom and the sides have cooked pretty well. See, there you go. Let's cut into it and see what we got. So flaky. Still really hot though. I want you to see that. I'm gonna give it a little taste. You first. Oh. Hot. So there you have it. And thanks for watching, and remember to pray. Subscribe and tap that bell if you haven't. Share, and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, you stay safe, you stay well, and you stay blessed. And know that I love you. I really do. Later.